Geometry Chapter 2, extra practice worksheet for Mr. Harmless, and we're on page 2, or the back side of that page, of the 2-7 extra practice. Okay, do the same thing we did on page 1. I'm going to identify the angles, tell you whether they're congruent or supplementary. Then we're going to set up our equation and solve it. So these angles are vertical angles. They're right here where two lines are crossing, intersection of these two lines right across from each other. So we're going to, vertical angles, by the way, are always congruent. 8x plus 3 is equal to 75. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. We get 8x equals 75 minus 3 is 72. I'm going to divide both sides by 8, and we get x equals 9. Number 12, these angles, they're interior angles. They're between the two parallel lines, and they're on the same side of the transversal, so they're consecutive interior. And I have room to work this out here. Consecutive interior angles are supplementary when the lines are parallel. So the x plus 74 and the x plus 114. But instead of putting an equal sign between them, I'm going to put an addition sign, and together they're going to equal 180. All right, since I have a lot of terms over here, I'm going to combine my like terms. I have an x and another x, which makes 2x. The 74 and the 114 makes, oh, what's that going to be? 180, 188. Subtract 188 from both sides, and I get 2x equals negative 8. Divide both sides by 2, get x equals negative 4. That's problem number 12. Number 13, these are also consecutive interior angles. They're interior, and they're on the same side of the transversal, so they're consecutive interior. Consecutive interior angles, again, are supplementary. So the 36x plus 2 and the 1 plus 23x. Instead of putting an equal sign again, supplementary means we're going to add them together to equal 180. Okay. Since we have a lot of terms, we're going to combine our like terms. The 2 and the 1 make 3. The 36 and the 23 make 50. Let's see, what is that going to be? 59. 59x equals 180. We'll subtract 3 from both sides. We get 59x equals 177. I bet this comes out evenly. Divide both sides by 59. And x equals, let's see here, I want to say 3. 3 times 3 times 59. Yeah, that's right. Final question here, or no, not the final question. Final question in this little section. Oh, another consecutive interior, so another supplementary one. X plus 126 and the x plus 66. So these again were consecutive interior. Consecutive interior angles are supplementary, so we're going to add them together equal 180. Combine our like terms again. We have an x and an x makes 2x. 126 and 66 makes 192. Subtract 192 from both sides. And I get 2x equals 180 minus 192 is negative 12. Divide both sides by 2. I get x equals negative 6. Okay. All right, last, we've got 6 more questions here. Let's hit those last 6 questions. Number 15, one inside and one outside, right? Interior, exterior, same side of the transversal. These are corresponding. Corresponding angles are congruent if the lines are parallel. That means we're going to take the 8 plus 11x and the 12x plus 1, and they are going to be equal to each other. I'm going to subtract 11x from both sides. So on the left side, I get 8. Right side, 12x minus 11x is just x, 1x plus 1. And subtract the 1 from both sides. X equals 7. Number 16, one interior, one exterior, same side of the transversal. These again are corresponding. Corresponding angles, if the lines are parallel, which they are congruent. So 7x plus 17 is equal to the 80. I'm going to subtract 17 from both sides. And so I get 7x equals 80, be 63. Divide both sides by 7, and I get x equals 9. This one here, these are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. This is 90. That's what that box means. So that means this is also 90. Vertical angles are congruent. So the 11x plus 13 is equal to 90. Subtract 13 from both sides. I get 11x equals 77. So divide by 11. X equals 7. Number 18. Same side of the transversal, one interior, one exterior, that's corresponding. Corresponding angles are congruent if the lines are parallel, and they are. So it means that 28x minus 2 is equal to 110. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. 28x equals 112. And 28, I think 28 times 4. So divide by 28. I think that's 4. X equals 112 divided by 28, I think is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Here we have some, they're interior, same side of the transversal, so these are consecutive interior. Consecutive interior angles are supplementary if the lines are parallel, and they are supplementary, so 5 plus 14x. And the 105 we're going to add together with it to make 180. Consecutive interior, right? Supplementary means I add them together. Combine my like terms, so I get 14x plus the 105 and the 5 together make 110. Subtract 110 from both sides. I get 14x equals 180 minus 110 is 70. And divide by 14. Unless I did some math wrong. Let's see here. What is that going to be? 5 times 5? Yeah, 5. 14 times 5 is 70. Last question, number 20. These are corresponding. Corresponding angles are congruent. That means the 45x is equal to this one down here, which is 90. And divide both sides by 45. And so I get x equals 2. All right, there is the rest of the worksheet. This is page 2, or the back side of that page of the 2-7 extra practice. Hopefully this was helpful.